let's put out the interview, Prema. Just to say once again, the context is interesting. Viewers, you will remember that the Ishrat Jahan case had been peaking around 2013 to 2014. That was the time Narendra Modi had emerged as the prime ministerial candidate of the BJP. The stunning part in this interview, in one part, RVS Mani says that in 2013, he was subjected to torture by the then SIT chief in this case, subjected to physical torture. That happened in 2013 in the run-up to the general elections. This interview, you can now hear it from the man himself, RVS Mani, on TV for the first time.
Mr. RVS Mani, former Undersecretary, Internal Security in the Ministry of Home Affairs, is joining us. Thank you, sir, for talking to Times Now. Now, 2 affidavits were filed when you were the Undersecretary in the MHA in the Ishrat Jahan case. One was filed on August 6, 2009, and the second affidavit was a little contradictory, and it was filed on September 30, 2009. Now, in the first affidavit, you've gone on to say that these 4 people were terrorists. But in the second affidavit, you've gone on to completely contradict the stand, and you've said that there is no conclusive evidence to prove that these people were terrorists. Now, I just wanted to know who drafted the first affidavit.
I drafted it under guidance from my officers.
The first affidavit was drafted by you, and you completely believed in the first affidavit?
I own up because it is nothing, there's no rocket science in it. All the information available on the files were put coherently in a sequence. That's the first affidavit.
So you signed the first affidavit?
I got the approval from the Honorable Home Minister, then. And I remember the file having gone to Law Secretary for vetting. So I don't know what context it went. But it went to Law Secretary also. Minister of Home also had signed the noting portion approving it. Thereafter only it was filed.
So you completely believed it when you said that these people were terrorists? You had a firm belief in that fact?
Madam, we don't believe on work. We believe on documents and papers on record.
Yeah. So you're saying that you had drafted the first affidavit and you had signed the first affidavit. Now, I want to know who drafted the second affidavit. Did you draft the second affidavit?
No, madam.
Did you sign the second affidavit?
I was given an order to go and file it, so I signed it.
Now, these revelations are really shocking. You're trying to say that the first affidavit was drafted by you, signed by you, you believed in the first affidavit, but the second affidavit was not drafted by you, but you were given orders and you had to sign it.
Yes, madam. I had to sign it. That's all. Somebody said you go and file it. That is the order of the government, so I went and signed it.
Now, who drafted the second affidavit?
Madam, it was not drafted at my level. It was not drafted at my 2 immediate seniors. Did not draft, as far as I remember. If it has been drafted above that, you better find out.
Was it drafted at a political level?
Madam,
because that is what was, the former Home Secretary also said that the decision was taken at a political level.
When Home Secretary is the highest serving officer in the Home Ministry. There is no officer senior to him in that. So if up to his level it has not been drafted, then you can draw the conclusion that it is something above that.
So will I be wrong if I say that the second affidavit was drafted by the then Home Minister or by his office? Or was dictated by the Home Minister? Will I be wrong if I say that?
Madam, Home Secretary is the highest officer in the ministry. There is no officer senior to the Home Secretary.
Who is above the Home Secretary? Obviously, the Home Minister.
Home Minister. So it is naturally the level is very easily drawn. The conclusion, you can put 2 plus 2 together. I can't say anything.
There was political pressure on you.
Madam, it was said, I was asked to go and file it, I went and filed it, whatever. It is an order for you. The conduct rules for us is very clear that if I am ordered something, I have to go and execute it. Rule 3 of the CCS conduct rules is very clear about it. I cannot refuse.
Now, when I asked you about the first affidavit and you said that you completely believed in that first affidavit, and when it came to the second affidavit, even when you were signing on that paper, did you really believe what it said?
Madam, on facts, nothing was repudiated. None of the facts written in the first affidavit has been contradicted or repudiated. What it says is these facts are there, but it is based on intelligence inputs, which are not of evidentiary values. It is only an intelligence input, it is indicative. That is what, more or less, I don't remember the exact text, it was almost 7 years. So that is the reason, so fair enough, see, none of the facts were repudiated.
But were these people terrorists? Were you convinced that these 4 people were terrorists?
Madam, I believe in the input of the Intelligence Bureau. I have received the Intelligence Bureau's input, R&AW's input for 5 long years. Every time I have found them to be precise, exact, accurate. In fact, I have said so in the NK Amin case in the Supreme Court. My affidavit captures what these intelligence, they are doing a wonderful job.
What about Mr. Rajendra Kumar?
Madam, personally, I don't know him. I had 1 or 2 official meetings with him. At the same time, the input coming from his division were very absolutely accurate. There are a lot of very, very sensitive inputs which I have received. In fact, I felt very aghast that he was treated like this. He should have been given some Padma Shri or Kirti Chakra or something. This is my personal view. I don't hold any brief for anybody.
Why do you say that? Why do you really trust him?
Madam,
can you give us any examples? Anything in the past that has happened? Maybe any input that he's given, he's sent it to you and you probably found that this was probably actionable evidence or input?
Madam, people talk about the incidents which have happened. People never talk about the incidents which have been prevented based on his. It's a very surprising thing. See, Rajendra Kumar or Mr. Ashok Prasad or now DP Sinha, who has become the Information Commissioner, they have given inputs on law and order. Mr. DP Sinha was there. Ashok Prasad was there of counter-terrorism. Rajendra Kumar was, I think, Pakistan. See, the amount of information they have given and on which we have disseminated to the states, and the amount of mishaps which we have prevented.
Like what are the mishaps that you're talking about? Is it the UP case? Can you just give us an
Madam, it's a matter of public record. I have already said so that UP High Court took cognizance of that, and I already said so. So it's all a matter of public record. How? See, and there are several mishaps which have been prevented, madam. There are a lot of mishaps which I can't talk about them.
Based on the information or input which Rajendra Kumar's desk had given you?
Yes, there are a lot of them.
So you totally believed it when he said that these people are LET terrorists?
Madam, there is no reason not to believe them. There is no reason, because over a period of 5 years of experience in the same desk, in the 4+ years of experience, so many inputs have been given, so many places we have aborted.
Then what was the need for the second affidavit?
Madam, you ask the people who gave me the orders. I cannot say why they were the need for.
So definitely what the former Home Secretary Mr. G.K. Pillai said, that there was political interference. You completely agree with that?
Perfectly okay, madam. I don't know. I will not like to commit on that, because he was the highest serving officer, and if he says that he did not draft the first affidavit, then it's a question of putting 2 + 2 together. What was where the second affidavit? The decision was taken and the drafting was done is known best to them.
Now, what about the CBI's investigation into this entire case? There were certain officers, especially I remember reading, an affidavit filed by you where you say that the SIT chief, the then SIT chief, Mr. Satish Verma, had tortured you, yes. And the CBI officers were trying to torture you. They wanted you to name Rajendra Kumar and the other IB officers. Please tell us what really happened and what you went through during that point in time.
Madam, had it not happened, my parents would be alive today. Both my parents were, their age was cut short by 2 to 3 years, and that's a different matter. I was chased.
By whom?
So many officers, so many people chased me. Everywhere,
You mean to say Satish Verma?
Madam, Satish Verma, what he has done to me, it was unprecedented, and he was actually basically the SIT. If you see the progress of the SIT, apart from Satish Verma, there was no other Joint Commissioner or IG level officer continued in it for more than 6 months, because this fellow used to fight with them and drive them out. It is by his own admission. And number 2 is, he was basically not collecting evidence, he was engineering evidence.
So you mean to say CBI and Satish Verma, everybody were involved in this?
I don't know whether they were involved in what.
CBI was also engineering evidence?
Madam, Satish Verma was the head of the unit, SIT, and he was held by 2-3 cronies who were all engineering evidences. That's what I can say.
You opted for VRS. Why did you opt for VRS?
Because at one point of time I thought I won't be able to continue at this stage. The way so many cases were opened, which is baseless cases were opened against me. See, basically, I'll tell you, the government, once the charge sheet is filed, then it's an elaborate process even to withdraw the charge sheet. It takes around 8 to 10 months.
You mean to say the Congress-led UPA government was hounding you?
Madam, the conclusions are obvious. Madam, conclusions are very clear. You can always draw your conclusions. Actually, I go to a particular temple, see, these people talk of right to worship. I'm still right from childhood I have been going to a very prominent temple in Delhi, as a South Indian temple. You know, one day, one lady officer who had joined CBI at that time, she chased me there. One CBI, very senior officer of the CBI, entered the temple as a devotee. Thereafter, see, my father was a...
Why did she chase you?
Madam, I ran away from there. I don't know why she chased me, but it was during those days.
When you were being hounded?
Yes. And not only, she had not joined CBI, she was about to join CBI, something like it. It was a very close phase at that time. I'm not very sure about it. One gentleman came up and said, so-and-so has come. I said, see, I am not a Panditji of this temple, although I was in an attire. I do a particular type of Vedic recitation on Sunday mornings. So, I'm also, my father was the top Vedic scholar in Delhi, very well known. I have also learned from him. I am also known for that is my second this thing. So I was doing that after I had completed. When I was standing in a place, one gentleman approached me saying that so-and-so has said, come. I said, I am not a Pandit of this temple. He said, no, she has come. I said that there are 3 Pandits available. If you want any help, you can talk to them. He again, third time he said, no, it's so-and-so. I said, look, there are no VIP treatments. Everybody, even High Court judges or Supreme Court judge, they also come to this temple as normal devotees, and so there is nothing. No, she wants to talk to you. I said, I don't want to talk to anybody. Second time, that gentleman insisted. I could see that the lady waiting for me. I said, I'll change my clothes and come. I went through the staff gate and went away. Because I was so much paranoid with these people chasing me.
Who is this officer?
Madam, one lady officer who had a lot of controversy even while joining or before joining also.
Can you name her?
No, I don't want to name anybody in this, madam.
Will I be wrong if I say that it was Archana Ramasundaram?
I don't
anyone?
want to name
Because since
anybody.
you said that there was a controversy.
I don't want to name anybody in this, madam. It's a fact. But I have filed.
Was I right? I mean,
madam, I have already filed it in the Supreme Court. It's a matter of record.
okay. We spoke to your wife also, and she was very emotional when she told us that your pants were also burnt.
On 21st June 2013, yes, Satish Verma burnt me with his cigarettes. And
why? What did he really want you to do?
madam, you had asked him. Why do you ask me? I said I kept on saying that I'm telling the truth. If Satish Verma wanted something, he should be able to answer.
Basically, they wanted you to implicate those IB officers. That is what was the basic intention. That's what the CBI wanted from you.
CBI said the IB input is not believable, which I said I will never do it because I will not tell any lie. I stand for the truth, and the truth is I know, madam, what type of environment they work, what type of input they generate, and to generate that input, what type of efforts they have to make, quality inputs. I don't think any other intelligence agency in any other country would do it, because we have also had certain interactions in other places. The quality of input IB can generate, I don't think. It is I'm telling you as a professional, I have dealt with them for 5 years. I have dealt with them for 5 years and I know IB's level of commitment. I don't hold brief for any of these intelligence agencies.
But 2008 Mumbai happened and we lost a lot of people. And 2009 you said that you drafted that affidavit where they said that these people were LET terrorists and you were sure about that.
Right.
And within 2 months, less than 2 months, another affidavit is drafted, which you say was not drafted by you. Isn't it a matter of shame that we lost so many people died in the Mumbai attacks, and yet we had to file that affidavit saying that these people were not, there was no conclusive evidence, even when the IB officers vouched for it. And persons like you who drafted the first affidavit, you believed in it. But still, this political decision was taken. Don't you feel sad that such a thing is happening in this country?
Madam, that is the way our Westminster system works. But basically, I will rest assured, if I am ever posted back in any of the Home Ministry desks, any of sensitive matters, I would still believe the IB because I can vouch for them. The quality of their inputs, I am telling you, one of the best intelligence agencies in the world. Their officers are very professional, absolutely professional. I don't know who. See, maybe before joining the Home Ministry in other places, I might have had a different view. But after having been a user of their inputs, I feel that they are fantastic bunch of officers. And not only these three names, there are several other names I don't say, and they are all anonymous. Nobody has interacted with me except in meetings and all. But they are doing both, not only IB, even the Cabinet Secretary, R&AW also. Their inputs are also fantastic. They are very high quality.
Both these affidavits were vetted by the Home Minister?
Yes, first was also done by that. Second was also done by that. Second, I don't know what. I only received orders to go and file it.
In which way was the government then hounding you? You said that charge sheets were being filed against you. What really happened? Because then you were in a different ministry, right?
Madam, there also the government was same. And incidentally, the government can extend its arm. I'm telling you, one is this. Every third, fourth day, some DSP from the CBI will come and sit in front of me. See, in the urban development, there used to be Wednesday public day. In the public day, this fellow will come at 2 o'clock and not allow me to entertain the deal with the public. Although mostly I was dealing with only the government lands like NBCC projects, Delhi Metro, but certain stages, certain points of time I was given the additional work also, and I used to have to do so many things. For example, in one case, it was MCD, it was Chief Architect, CPWD, both of them had recommended it and I had taken a decision on that. Even that was reopponed, saying that it was a wrong decision. Although it was a purely professional decision, and see, that is the way it is.
That's why you decided to take VRS.
At that time, yes, I was very down and I decided to take. See, I am also a LLM. I am a LLM and I am also a qualified international arbitrator. I am not only arbitrator, ADR they call it, alternate dispute resolution specialist. So I felt that there was no much point in continuing like this. See, basically, we are very contented people. My son is also very well settled. He's a BTech MBA. He's working for a good company in Chandigarh. He's an auto designer. He's into automobile designing, product designing. My wife is also well settled. So if it was a case of any financial constraint, I was not constrained. So I thought I'll better start my own, whatever means we can do. Then
why did you reverse your decision now? Then you decided not to take a VRS. You're still working with the government now? I'm
still working with the government. Some of my seniors counseled me that you should not do it at this stage. Just wait. Let the the storm blow off, and thereafter things will settle. So, with great difficulty, I settled back. And see, my parents had also, they were very old at that time, and my taking a VRS at that time would have been a bigger. They would have not taken kindly to that. Of course, that notice itself, the harassment my mother saw, it accelerated sort of her degeneration, and she died in January 2014. So there are those type of personal factors which forced me to.
Now, please tell us, according to you, was Ishrat Jahan and the other three people, were they LET terrorists? What do you think about it?
Madam, I don't have to think about. See, Ghazawat Times is a Jaish-e-Mohammed mouthpiece. That says that why should I think that?
That says what?
That Ishrat is a martyr. Akbar Ali and Jishan Johar are Pakistani nationals. Pranesh Pillai, I have already said so many things in the affidavit, including his holding 2 passports, one in the name of Hindu and one in the name of Muslim name. So these are all, see, a good citizen of India won't have 2 passports in different name with different religious identity.
So you're more than convinced that these people were terrorists?
Madam, it is, I again say that more than my conviction, the IB input on which I...
They had evidence, conclusive evidence.
IB input was there, it was very forcibly, and they collect their information gathering is very sound, fail safe.
Yeah.
Fail safe, and otherwise the station head would not clear it.